The arcane judgment circle beneath Kaito's feet remained utterly dark. The entire academy watched in silence. Then laughter began to build.
Kaito, mana capacity, 0, combat potential, non-existent. You have been judged. Weeds like you don't belong in a garden of elites. Take your letter and crawl back to the commoner district. And don't expect a carriage. The academy doesn't waste fuel on cripples. You'll walk home.
So this is it. After everything I endured, they throw me away like refuse.
The laughter of 1,000 students crashed down upon him, an avalanche of scorn that left no room for dignity.
The scar on my palm, it's burning. I've hidden it my whole life, and now it hurts worse than ever.
Kaito walked out of the Grand Colosseum, expulsion letter crumpled in his hand, the sting of Seraphina's words cutting deeper than any blade. He took the abandoned forest road home, the sun dipping below the canopy of ancient trees. The scar's heat grew worse with every step, hidden beneath his sleeve. The childhood scar now pulsed with a dark, unfamiliar heat. The seal was no longer steady. Darkness swallowed the road as Kaito stumbled deeper into the woods, the scar now a living flame beneath his skin.
I can't. The seal is breaking. This isn't just a scar, it's a cage.
A blinding column of black gold energy erupted from his palm, cracking the earth and sending leaves swirling into the void.
At last, the bindings fray. You have carried me long enough, child of emptiness. Now, hear the voice of a god. I was a sovereign, imprisoned in your worthless flesh, to hide my signature, but I tire of silence. Become my avatar, and I shall give you power beyond your pitiful dreams.
A god? Inside me all along? I should be terrified. But this heat, it's the first time I felt anything but cold.
Accept the pact, and we will crush those insects together. Refuse, and you remain a 0 mana weed, forgotten in the dirt. Choose now.
I have nothing left. No dignity. No future. If this pact can make them choke on their laughter, then I accept.
The forest bent away from him as the pact sealed. Dark and gold veins traced his skin, and his eyes blazed with an extinct celestial light. Kaito looked at his scarred hand and clenched it into a fist. The god's voice murmured in his mind, eager, hungry, and finally free.
Let's see what this pact has given me. I need to know the limits of this power.
He raised his hand, and a blast of black gold energy erupted, disintegrating a massive oak in an instant. The ground shook.
Magnificent. Such raw destruction, and you have only just begun to tap into my essence.
Why were you sealed inside me? What kind of god were you that made the world imprison you?
I was a god of ruin, feared and hunted. They bound my consciousness to a 0 mana vessel, you.
So, I was never meant to be anything but a cage. My entire life has been a lie.
But now, together, we can make them remember what true power looks like. Return to that academy and show them your rebirth.
I'll prove that even a 0 mana can stand above them all.
As dawn broke over the forest, Kaito turned toward the academy. His footsteps were steady, purpose burning in his glowing eyes. The distant academy spires glinted like jagged teeth. The god's voice rumbled with dark anticipation. The class change ceremony had just begun, students buzzing with anticipation, when a piercing shriek cut through the air. The central mana crystal cracked. Professors lunged to contain the eruption, but the crystal exploded in a cascade of blinding light, sending razor shards across the auditorium. Then the grand doors exploded inward, wood and metal shrieking. Through the smoke walked a silhouette that froze every heart. Kaito stepped into the chamber, his eyes blazing with an extinct celestial light. The laughter of the crowd died mid-throat. Deep under the academy, in the underground arena, divine tier beasts threw back their heads and howled, not in aggression, but reverence.
That can't be him. He was a nullborn, a weed I cast aside. So why is my heart pounding like a war drum?
Professors and council members scrambled, their commands lost in the chaos, as every mana-detecting crystal shattered in sequence.
Let them panic. Let them drown in their own disbelief. This is only the first breath of the storm.
Amid the screaming and crashing, two figures locked eyes across the chaotic hall, neither willing to break.
My mask. It's slipping. Something inside me is twisting. I should hate him, but instead I want him to see me.
Academy guards surged forward, shouts of heretic echoing through the shattered auditorium as they formed a magic barrier around Kaito. A guard captain barked orders, his face twisted with fury. The line of mages unleashed a volley of binding spells.
These insects still think I am the same powerless boy they expelled yesterday. Let them witness the truth.
Why does watching him crush them make my pulse race? I should be disgusted, but I can't look away. I told him he was a weed that didn't belong in a garden of elites. And now he's eclipsing us all.
He extended his hand, and a wave of black gold energy erupted, hurling the guards like straw dolls.
That power. I mocked him, and now he's so far beyond me. But I desperately need him to see me.
Kaito stood unopposed, the fallen guards groaning at his feet. No one dared approach, not even the professors.
My chest is burning. Is this fear, or something far more dangerous and obsessive?
The tension hung thick, an unspoken challenge between them as the Academy's order crumbled into terrified whispers. The council members retreated to a sealed chamber, their whispers twisting into a desperate ritual to reseal the abomination. Meanwhile, a dark urge coiled in Kaito's mind, the god's voice urging him toward the forbidden archive beneath the library.
The truth of your twisted birth lies down there. Seek out the records of the ancient sealing. Know your cage.
He forced open a hidden door behind a bookshelf, descending into a rune-lit archive, untouched for decades. Ancient tomes lined the walls. One book lay open on a stone pedestal, its pages radiating a cold, residual magic. The brutal illustrations showed a dying god forced into a child's body. Academy mages circled in a ritual of imprisonment.
They used me as an infant. This scar wasn't an accident. I was designed to be a living prison.
Now you see. They drained me of divinity and sealed the remnants in your worthless flesh. For generations, I will have my vengeance. Together, we will tear down every stone of this cursed academy.
Kaito stared at the ancient mural, his scar pulsing with shared fury. The truth was a wound deeper than any blade.
Kaito, explain this. How does a null-born like you wield power that eclipses even the high mages?
This power was never given. It was sealed inside me as a child, by your precious Academy's founders.
He raised his palm, the scar blazing with black gold radiance. It pulsed in time with Seraphina's hammering heart.
That scar. Since childhood, the Academy sealed a god inside you. That's why you were a null-born.
Now you understand, but it changes nothing. Your acknowledgement or hatred is equally meaningless to me.
He's brushing me off like I am nothing again. But I won't let him. I'll prove I can stand beside him. No, I will stand beside him. Wait. I won't let you dismiss me like this. I'll show you I am not the same girl who mocked you. I'll be your equal.
Stay out of this, Seraphina. You are as blind as the rest of them, and just as undeserving of this truth.
His words cut deeper than any blade, but instead of retreat, Seraphina's obsession crystallized into a desperate, consuming resolve. She stood alone in the shattered hallway, her heart a tempest of fear and longing. Now bound to a single, dangerous goal, the headmaster's ancient voice silenced the council. The boy Kaito is the vessel of the god of ruin, and the sealing must be performed again. Orders rang out. Every remaining mage was commanded to the central courtyard to activate the ultimate binding arrays.
They plot against us, boy. Strike now before they cage us again.
Kaito stumbled, clutching his head as a violent pressure pounded behind his eyes, the god's rage demanding release.
You waste time. Unleash me, and I will obliterate this academy in a single, glorious instant.
I will not become a mindless destroyer. I'll use this power, but on my own terms.
The god's will surged like a tidal wave, and for a terrible moment, Kaito's mind flooded with images of annihilation.
Get out of my head. I decide when to strike, not you.
Meanwhile, the courtyard churned with motion as mages traced the ancient sealing runes, their magic humming with dread purpose. Kaito's eyes flickered with unstable light. The battle for control had only just begun.
Enough resistance. Let me take full control, and we will annihilate them all. Your body, my will, eternal power.
There's something in the scar, a hidden command from the original seal. I can use it to bind you instead.
You think you can command a god with a mortal's trick. You are nothing but a vessel.
Then prove it. Try to consume me, but I'll chain you with the very seal that caged you.
The entity surged, attempting a full possession. Kaito's consciousness flickered, but his right hand clamped over the scar. Ancient words rose unbidden from the scar's depths. A failsafe, woven by the same founders who imprisoned the god.
No, this is treachery. You would leash me like a common beast.
You'll answer to me now, not as a puppet, but as a partner I can control.
The god's roar quieted to a seething whisper. It was tamed, but a knowing smirk lingered on its spectral lips. Kaito felt the entity's power flowing in his veins, now leashed but far from defeated. The real game had begun. Seraphina had followed the chaos, hiding behind a shattered pillar as she witnessed the god's fury and Kaito's impossible defiance.
He actually chained a god. I thought he was just a freak accident of power, but he's on an entirely different plane.
The air shimmered with residual power, and for the first time, Seraphina saw not a weed, but a sovereign who had rewritten his fate.
My desire to be his equal was foolish. I don't want to compete with him. I want to be the one he chooses to stand next to. He needs to acknowledge me. Not as the girl who humiliated him, but as someone worthy of his trust. His sole companion.
Watching him stand amidst the settling energy, she realized the Academy's old order was crumbling, and she wanted to be part of the new one.
If I can offer him something the Academy never will, information, access, alliance, then I'll become irreplaceable.
She stepped out from the shadows as Kaito turned to leave, her voice steady despite the frantic drumming in her chest.
Kaito, wait. I have a proposal that might interest you. One that could help you bring this academy to its knees without them ever predicting it.
He paused, the god's whisper trailing off in curiosity. For the first time, he did not immediately dismiss her.
Speak quickly. What could a prodigy who despised me possibly offer that I can't take myself?
I can access the core chamber where the ultimate defense is housed. I can disable the golem before the council even mobilizes. In exchange, you'll acknowledge me as your only equal. Not a servant, not an enemy, the one who stood with you when the Academy wanted you sealed again.
She's offering the Academy's throat on a platter. But that obsession, she craves my acknowledgement more than victory. You expect trust after you handed me humiliation? What guarantee do I have this isn't a trap?
The air thickened with unspoken calculations. The god, coiled in Kaito's mind, observed the exchange with a predator's amusement.
Kill me if I betray you. I am not afraid. What I fear is being invisible to you. Let me prove I belong at your side.
Fine. We move together. But one sign of disloyalty, and I'll let the god feast on your ambition.
She nodded, heart hammering with fear and exultation. The alliance was forged in distrust, but it was enough for now. As they moved through the ruined corridors, the god's voice chuckled. Whatever Seraphina planned, it had darker designs of its own. The tunnel walls glistened with damp runes as Seraphina led Kaito deeper, her whispered directions barely audible over the hum of ancient wards.
Just ahead, the core's access point. But something's wrong. The patrols should be automated, not this quiet.
Suddenly, the headmaster stepped from the shadows, flanked by elite mages. A shimmering barrier sealed the tunnel behind them.
Crush them. A single thought, and this tunnel becomes their grave. Do not hold back this time.
They're just following orders. If I slaughter them all, I prove the god right, that I am nothing but a vessel for ruin.
He raised a trembling hand. A wave of black gold energy knocked the mages back, shattering their staves, but leaving them alive.
You fool. Mercy is weakness. They would have sealed you into nothingness without a second thought.
I decide what we become. And right now, we are not murderers of the powerless.
The headmaster, prone and gasping, fixed Kaito with a hateful glare and whispered something about seals and final binding. Serafina pulled Kaito forward as the god's voice swelled to a deafening roar. His control held, but it felt like glass over a tide. The chamber opened into a cathedral of steel and runes. At its heart crouched the Academy's ultimate golem, inert but humming with dormant fury.
The binding circles. If I can disrupt them, the golem won't be able to target you. Keep it busy.
The golem's eyes ignited, and a massive fist of stone and magic swung toward Kaito. He answered with a blast of black gold energy.
Now, while you are distracted, release the leash. I will reduce this toy to dust and then we take the Academy.
Kaito's vision fractured as the entity clawed at his will. The scar burned, and for a heartbeat, his body moved on its own.
Kaito, I'm not letting you become a monster. Take my hand. Fight it with everything you have.
She's giving me an anchor. If I trust her, I might lose my grip. But if I don't, the god wins for sure.
Their fingers locked, and Kaito used her presence like a shield, not to block the god, but to remind himself who he was.
You rely on these insects to cage me. Pathetic. But this battle is far from over.
The golem rose to full stature, its joints screeching. Kaito had his will back, but the Academy's final weapon was now fully awakened.
You think your mortal will can shackle me? Then feel the weight of my millennia. Suffer as I suffered.
The core chamber vanished. Kaito fell through a vortex of broken time, the god's memory, a prison of unending darkness and pain.
See how they tore me from the heavens, bound by cowards who feared my truth. I was a god, and they made me a specter.
I feel it. The loneliness, the rage. You didn't choose evil. You were broken by it. But that doesn't justify consuming me. I won't dominate you, and I won't be your vessel. But I will share myself with you. My will, my dreams, and together, we can be more than this prison ever allowed.
Share. You would let me feel again, not as a prisoner, but as a partner. For eons, no mortal dared such madness.
Then take my hand, not as a master or a slave, but as two beings tired of being used. We'll write a new fate together.
For an eternal heartbeat, the god hesitated. Then, with a sound like glass shattering, the chains dissolved, and their essences intertwined. Kaito snapped back to the core chamber, the golem roaring above him. But now his eyes held a calm, ancient light. Two wills, one purpose.
So be it, Kaito. For now we are one, but know that my patience is not endless. Do not disappoint me.
Serafina watched Kaito's eyes steady, the chaotic energy settling into a serene, terrifying unity.
All this time I was chasing a shadow of power. But seeing him now, I finally understand true strength. I don't need to be his equal out of desperation. I want to stand beside him because he's earned it. And so have I. Kaito, the binding circles are disabled, but the golem is still on a rampage. Let me fight with you, not for acknowledgement, but because this is where I belong now.
Then fight alongside me. But know this, The god within me is no gentle ally.
I've already accepted that. I am not afraid of what you carry. Not anymore.
He regarded her for a silent moment, the god's consciousness humming in agreement. Then he nodded, a silent pact sealed in the shadow of the golem. The golem's arm crashed down, and they moved as one. Seraphina's magic flared, weaving a barrier, while Kaito's black gold energy coiled like a striking serpent. For the first time, Kaito didn't see a liability or a reminder of his past. He saw an ally who had chosen him freely. The god's whisper was a quiet smirk in his mind, but Kaito silenced it. This battle was theirs, mortal and divine, in fragile harmony. The golem's arm swung down, but Kaito summoned a sphere of black gold energy that expanded into a wall of annihilation. Stone and magic crumbled. Seraphina wove through the chaos, her fingers tracing runes that disabled the golem's secondary weapon arrays.
Now, god of ruin, lend me your full fury, but I hold the reins.
Take it, then. But remember, this power is not a gift, it is a pact.
Energy erupted from Kaito's scar, enveloping him in a corona of dark gold. He became a living cataclysm. His roar tore through the chamber, as a beam of pure divine force struck the golem's core. Cracking it wide, the golem exploded, and the shockwave sheared through the Academy's grand spire, sending it crashing down. Academy mages abandoned their formations, fleeing as the ancient binding circles shattered like glass. Seraphina raised a barrier, shielding them from the rain of stone. Her eyes reflected awe, not fear. He stood atop the rubble, the god's satisfied whisper in his mind. The Academy was broken, but the real world awaited. Seraphina climbed the shattered stone, her dress torn, her eyes fixed on Kaito. The arrogance that once defined her had been scoured away.
Kaito, I know I have no right to stand here after what I did, but I need you to hear what I have to say. That day in the Colosseum, when I saw the circle dark, I was satisfied. I thought you were nothing. I was wrong. The moment you walked through those shattered doors, my whole world cracked. Not because of your power, but because of you. I chased you, desperate for your acknowledgement. But it wasn't your power I wanted. It was for you to see me as someone worth standing beside. I am not asking for forgiveness. I am offering my loyalty, freely and forever, if you'll have it.
Kaito's face remained unreadable, carved from the same stone that surrounded them. Even the god's whisper fell silent, as if curious. She waited, the silence stretching like a razor's edge. Her future hung on a single word he had not yet given, stripped of her noble mask. The prodigy who had once called him a weed now stood as a petitioner before a living legend. The ruins bore witness to the silence, a fragile truce hanging between a fallen heir and the god-tamer who had rewritten fate.
You stood against your own academy, fought beside me, and saved my will from the god's hunger. That is not nothing. But I cannot simply forget the years of humiliation, or the scar your words left before the scar ever glowed. However, I will not reject someone who proved her resolve in fire. Stay, if you accept the danger.
Danger? I've already seen what you carry, and I am still here. I'd rather face 1,000 hells beside you than be safe in a world without you.
Her voice did not waver, and something in Kaito's gaze softened. Not with warmth, but with a reluctant respect.
The god inside me is not a silent passenger. It will test you, and it will enjoy your fear.
Then it can watch me fail to be afraid. I've already faced worse from my own heart.
A faint, amused rumble echoed in Kaito's mind, the god acknowledging the mortal's mettle.
Then we walk together, not as master and servant, not as lovers, but as two who refuse to be broken.
The ruins stretched around them, but for the first time, they did not seem so vast. Two figures, scarred and changed, now shared a path. A ragged cough cut through the silence. The headmaster, crushed beneath a fallen pillar, clawed weakly at the rubble. With his last strength, He rasped a secret meant to stay buried. The seal was a cage, and without it, a greater calamity would hunt the god once more.
A greater calamity? What ancient enemy did the seal also imprison?
The headmaster's eyes flicked to the mural on the crumbling wall. Ancient images of a serpentine abyss that devoured stars. Long ago, the god of ruin fought that abyss to a standstill. Both were sealed, but one cannot exist without the other.
You are saying by breaking my seal, I've awakened it too.
The headmaster's lips curled into a final, bitter smile. The academy fell, but the true enemy would now follow the god's scent.
Then we face it together. Whatever this abyss is, it'll learn what it means to hunt the god tamer.
Kato's scar flared, and the god's voice rumbled with a hunger that was no longer for revenge, but for an ancient grudge. The headmaster went still. The first tremor of a distant, hungry presence echoed through the earth. The world had changed. As the tremors faded, the academy's survivors crept from the rubble. Their fear shifted to awe as they beheld the god tamer standing over the fallen headmaster. One by one, students and mages dropped to their knees, not in submission, but in recognition of a new sovereign they never expected. Kaito looked upon them, his scar casting a gentle gold-black hue. The god's presence had become a silent mantle of authority.
They bow not out of fear, but because he gave them a tomorrow they didn't deserve.
Even from the underground arena, no howls of aggression rose, only a deep, reverent silence acknowledging the new order.
They fear what comes next, but we are ready. The abyss will learn what it means to challenge a god unshackled.
I am not your weapon, remember? But I will face it, not as a vessel, but as Kaito.
As the sun dipped below the ruined spires, the academy that had once rejected him now silently acknowledged its new guardian. Seraphina's hand brushed his, a wordless promise to walk whatever path lay ahead. No longer an enemy, but a steadfast ally. The god tamer's journey had only begun. But the academy would never forget the day it went crazy for the boy they once cast aside. Alone among the debris, Kaito turned his palm upward. The scar pulsed softly, no longer a blaze of fury, but a steady, warm glow. It felt different now, less like a prison's brand and more like a shared heartbeat. Seraphina approached silently, her footsteps careful among the broken stone. Without a word, she reached out and laid her hand over his scar. The scar flared for an instant, then settled into a warmer rhythm, as if recognizing her touch.
Interesting. The mortal's touch no longer repulses me. It anchors us.
Kaito did not pull away. For the first time, he let the silence speak louder than any vow.
This is enough. No grand speeches, no desperate bargains. Just this.
The ruined academy, the bowed survivors, the looming abyss, all felt distant in that fragile, wordless pact. He looked at her, and in the scar's glow, saw not a fallen prodigy, but a partner. The god did not mock, did not demand. It simply watched, as if learning a new kind of power, the strength in shared scars. They turned from the ruins, shoulders easing under the weight of a battle finally over. His scar still gleamed, a quiet promise of the power that now walked content within him. She matched his stride without a word, the ghost of a smile on her lips.
I never imagined the end of the world could feel so peaceful.
The academy lay behind them, its proud spires now a broken crown at their backs. Somewhere in the darkened sky, a distant tremor growled, an echo of the abyss that waited. But Kaito did not flinch. The god inside him had learned patience, and so had he. And so the boy once called a weed walked forward, no longer empty, no longer alone. The academy had gone crazy, yes, but the story of the god tamer was only beginning. A new dawn would come, and with it, a world he would reshape.